Hey guys, good morning. How is everybody out there? Hope everybody is well. It's Wednesday, October 18th. It is 10:30 in the morning. So I was up really late last night, guys. I think I was up till maybe 2 or 3 a.m. And I woke up. I'm going to tell you guys what time I woke up this morning. I can tell by my call log as to when I made my first call this morning. So I woke up at 9. So I was up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was up to 2 or 3 in the morning. According to my call log, I made my first call this morning at about 8:56. I made my first call. Actually, I think it was earlier than that. Yeah, 8:50. I made my first call, which means obviously I was up. Well, I was awoke. I was awoke probably like 8. So I was up to 2 or 3 in the morning. I think I woke up at 8 and just laid in bed and tried to go back to sleep. I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just laid there in bed and just, started meditating and just looking around my room at my, I have like pictures hanging up in my room and looking at how my room is decorated, laying there, being grateful, taking a moment. I was probably still tired, but I wake up. And sometimes, like, when I'm tired, right, if I wake up, I can go back to sleep. And sometimes I wake up tired, but I can't go back to sleep. So I'll just lay there for a little bit, for as long as I can, just, taking some quiet time. Like when I wake up, I don't turn my TV on. I wanted to jump on the phone, but I told myself I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to just lay there and, enjoy some quiet time with my higher power. Just listening for his word, listening for his voice, communicating with him. So after an hour or so of doing that, I decided to make a phone call. I made a phone call, and that phone call didn't work out. I couldn't get through to this person. It seems like this person is having some issues with their phone. I don't know if they forgot to pay their bill, because the message I got was this person was unable to be, I don't know, it was like this weird message, and I want to get it right, so let's see if I can reach that person now.
Your call cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
So it says, this person cannot accept calls at this time.
Person you are calling cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
We're sorry for any inconvenience. So this person cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause. And then we get disconnected. And that was fine. It's a friend of mine that I've been in touch with, and we had a conversation, this person and I. We had a conversation on the phone yesterday. We kind of made plans to see each other today. So, I tried to like call this person to reach out to them to get an idea of what this person's plans were and how we were going to meet up today. But apparently something is going on with this person's phone. It says this person cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause, and then it hangs up. So I don't know if this person maybe forgot to pay their phone bill. Like, I don't know, but we're gonna move on from that. Um, so after that, I continue to lay in bed, and then I get another call from a female friend of mine, and we start talking. And this person, right, like I have a mental health condition, and this person has a mental health condition. Um, so the two of us, I don't even know how we have a relationship, like how we make it work, right? Because the conversations be crazy, we be crazy all over the place with each other. Um, Sometimes when you have a mental health illness and you're dealing with someone who has a mental health illness, right, it can be very challenging. I love this person dearly. She has been in my life for probably like 10 years now, give or take. And we're very close. Like, we go out together, whether it's to the clubs in the summer nights to go dancing. We've gone to comedy shows together. We've traveled together. Um, she has always been a resource for me when I found myself struggling with shelter. So there was a point that I was living with another good friend of mine who was in a relationship with a man that she had been with for many years, and I ended up having to sleep on their couch. And my girlfriend, she told me of this place that I could go, guaranteed to get the apartment, whatever. So I went and I took a look at it, and it worked out. I ended up, she helped me get an apartment, and I must have lived there for probably like 2, 3 years. I lived in that apartment. Um, she and I, we share spiritual beliefs. We share religious beliefs. And not every relationship is perfect. I mean, we've had our times, right? But we don't hold any grudges against each other. We may like get bumped into feelings, or feel some type of way for each other for a period of time, but we always come back. You know, um, yeah, relationships are not easy. You have to really work on them, and in conversations, those difficult conversations, when you're trying to express how you feel, you also need to listen to the other person and how they feel. It's a balance. Like, you talk and you listen, you give and you take. You set boundaries and you accept boundaries. Relationships is just so hard, right? And we're not even talking the romantic ones between a man and a woman. We're just talking just two female friends. We are both straight. That can be important. It can be a key factor. So it's just your typical, friendship with a girlfriend type of thing, right? Anyway, we talked for a while, and that was like challenging, just because I have a mental health disease and she does too, and the conversations are really challenging, and they can push you, right? So anyway, guys, being that it's early, right, I wanted to jump on and share with you guys where I'm at. I mean, I do advocate for mental health awareness, mental health wellness tied to education, right? I have a mental health disease. I have had it most of my life. I'm in treatment. I'm on meds. Um, so this morning, you guys, when I got out of bed, right, started having racing thoughts, and it was bad. It was really bad. So for a minute, like, I had to use my tools, right? I sat on my couch, and the racing thoughts was like really overwhelming. And I just like put my hand on my head and I practiced slow breathing. I could feel that I was having a lot of anxiety and possibly heading towards like a panic attack because the racing thoughts in my head. My breathing, like I had to like try to focus and slow my breathing. And I did that for a while. Like I didn't turn my TV on. I wanted to jump on social media, but didn't think it was a good idea to do that right now. I was trying to just like take some time to connect with my higher power, and I know that I was like struggling, and I wanted to just sit there and just go through it, right? But then my higher power said, you know what? Pull out your laptop and do a show, right? Because as an advocate for mental health awareness, mental health wellness tied to education, I tend to get up on here and do my sessions, and I'm always in good spirits, and I'm always happy-go-lucky. And I make it look so easy having a mental health disease. And even though I told you guys that I would let you peek into my world and get to know me, right? I try not to show when I'm having my moments because I'm trying to encourage people and, guide people on their journey from mental health awareness to mental health wellness. So I try to keep it positive, right? And every now and then I'm gonna blow my nose, guys. I'm so sorry, but if I don't, it'll just keep leaking while I'm trying to talk to you guys, and that's like distracting. So anyway, yeah, as an advocate, right, and as a person who is trying to guide others, right? And teaching, right? I try to just, I say that I'm gonna let you guys in and see every part of me, right? And that's fine when the symptoms are not as intense, right? I can still be going through something and still smile and be positive, right? But this morning, it was not that at all. And I wanted to do it, in the privacy of my own home, not on social media, right? But then I thought to myself, well, how are you going to guide others and teach when you always look like you have it all together? Like I said, if the symptoms are mild, then yes, I can, go up on social media and show you guys how I get through those mild moments. But, today was like really intense, and I didn't want to do it on social media. But then I realized like maybe I should, like, because I still don't think people get, right, mental health diseases. Like even the ones who have mental health diseases, right? They know like what it's like for them, but they don't know what it's like for other people, or maybe they do and they just don't consider, because everybody's different, right? How the mental health illnesses affect people is different. Um, some people are really outgoing, they stay busy, they keep moving, they're running around, they're over here, they're over there. There are different aspects of a mental health illness. Some people may have depression and ADHD, right? So if you have depression and ADHD, of course you're going to be like flying all the time. Like I've dealt with people like that, right? I don't have the ADHD aspect. I just have the depression, the anxiety, and the panic attacks, right? And when I'm around somebody who has ADHD, I'd be like, oh my God, what the hell is happening right now? Like, it makes me very anxious. Just to see somebody like flying all the time. Even when you're talking to them, they're like going, 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 and you're like trying to keep up and pay attention, and it's exhausting, you know. And then recently we did go over the that Be There course that I took online, um about how to be there for somebody who's struggling with a mental health illness. It even gave us tips on if you're a person with a mental health illness and you're trying to be there to support somebody else with a mental health illness, and how to do it, like how to do it and get the best end results, right? But it also gave us tips on how to protect ourselves, like our mental health disease, maintaining it, the signs and the symptoms, and not being triggered comes before we can assist another person with their mental health illness, because we don't want to get triggered. And now if you have two people both being triggered by their mental health illness, it can be difficult to help someone in that moment when you may need help yourself. So, you know, the Be There course that I took online taught us about setting boundaries, and, you know, when we find ourselves in too deep, how to, like, you know, back up, take a breath, step back, connect that person to someone else who may be able to help and take over for you, go for a walk, like all these things, right? Um, I think I might just have experienced that with my friend. um, so anyway, I wanted to jump online to show you guys like the real me, like how I deal with my mental health illness, right? It's been good for the past 2 weeks since I lost my position that I've been at for 5 years. You know, I've been staying busy, I've been staying active, I've been reading, you know, staying busy, right? Like not letting it get to me, right? And although I've been doing all these things, like today I woke up and I was just like feeling very overwhelmed, feeling very, very tired, like drained, like, you know, the past 2 days, like even though I've been getting out and meeting with friends for breakfast and going for walks, and you know, got back into my yoga, I was feeling really, really drained today. Just like I'm exhausted. I have no energy, none at all, right? The racing thoughts were just so intense that I started having anxiety, and I got close to that panic attack. Like, you know, I had to like walk myself through that journey of being up here and trying to use all the tools that I'm equipped with to get me down here. The recent thoughts came, and it was just so intense that, like I said, I found myself with my hands in my head again and trying to continue to communicate with my higher power, and, you know, have him like take over, like and then like trying to like slow my breathing, because I realized that my breathing, it's weird. Like for me, I can either like stop panting, or I think I shared this with you guys in the past, like sometimes I'll just stop breathing. I'll just stop breathing. It's like I can't catch my breath, and I have to tell myself to breathe. Um I try not to focus on it because sometimes you got to pull yourself back so that you don't continue down that path, right? Because you can feel yourself escalating, right? Oh, God. So I kind of wanted to record this. I wanted you guys to see what it's really like for a person with a mental health illness, because even though I have friends who have mental health illnesses, right? Um, we all, when we have that moment of crisis, like we tend to like hide ourselves away and go through it in silence. We don't want the world to see us like that. Um, we kind of just like go through it alone and in silence, right? Um, and I started to do that, and then I was just like, no, you need to pull your laptop out and you need to really show people that, like I said, I told you guys, it doesn't matter how, okay, you have your diagnosis, you're in treatment, you're on meds, you're doing all the things that you can do beyond meds to alleviate your symptoms. Um, I read, I exercise, I journal, I write, I listen to gospel music. Like, I do everything. And sometimes it's just, you're going to have these breakthroughs. You're going to, and I'm actually like trying to control it right now. Like, if I wasn't here recording this episode, right, it probably would be a lot more. I think by recording the episode, it's just helping me to, pull myself back from it. So my symptoms was like this. Like, I get like this, like jittery. I think you guys see me do this a lot, but today it was like I was like this. Like, it was bad, and I'm like squeezing here, trying to feel touch, like just to feel something to keep me within myself. Sometimes it helps to just, do that. And I went in my room and I grabbed these things, right? So I've had these things for years, guys. Years, years, years. There's like all kinds of things that you can buy. They have like the softballs that you squeeze. Like, there's all kinds of tools, right? So only because I decided to pull out my laptop and record me having my moment, I went in my bedroom and I grabbed these so I can show you guys these. They're supposed to help relieve some of the stress or the anxiety. And I haven't used these things in a long time. It's not like I get to this point, a lot. Right now I'm just going through some stuff, right? And whether I am in touch with what's triggering me or not, like I am aware that this is part of having a mental health disease, right? Another option that I had did, right? Because usually when I read in the morning, like lately I've been like taking a course online. I've been reading, like, I have brought another person, a friend of mine, her daughter wrote a book, and I purchased that book and I read that book. Very good book, in relation to childhood trauma, causes and effects, her spiritual beliefs. She kind of leaned into that and went that way with telling her story. She included some prayers along the way. Like, she would tell you, she would share something with you about herself, her story, what she went through, and then at the end of the illustration, she would give you a prayer to help you with every step of the way, as far as the childhood trauma, the fears, the guilt. So she included a lot of scriptures in her book as well. Um, I myself didn't go that route just because, you know, again, for a lot of years, right, I denied myself treatment because of the religious aspect of it. You know, God can fix anything, God can heal anything. You just need to pray. You know, it was so much stigma placed in me through religion when it came to my mental health disease. And like I said, I stayed suffering for some time because of that stuff. So in my journey, right, when I decided to do my book, right, um, I do acknowledge that I believe in God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, right? But I wanted to keep as much of the religion aspect as I could out of it. Um, like I said, not everybody has the same faith. Not everybody believes in the same higher power. Not everybody calls their higher power by the same name. Not everybody practices their relationship with their higher power the same, right? And the reason why I wanted to keep the religious aspect out of it is because mental health does not discriminate. It doesn't care what you believe in. It doesn't care who your higher power is. It doesn't care um, what name you call your higher power. It doesn't care how you practice your relationship with your higher power. A lot of times people miss the message because you start mentioning your higher power and what you believe in, and a lot of people who don't believe in the same thing will go right past the message. You know, I want everybody to be able to focus on the mental health aspect of it, and be able to identify um, and get the help that they need, no matter what you believe in. You know, this isn't about the religious part of it. This is about a mental health illness, and getting what you need to get yourself into a state of wellness. Um, so anyway, while I was going through this morning, I also grabbed this. This is just for me. I told you guys, you know, I was, like I said, reading my friend's book. I finished reading that book. I have two books here that I checked out of the library in regards to small businesses and writing federal grants to financially support a small business. I did a course online on how to be there for somebody with a mental health illness. Like, I've been doing so much other stuff that I haven't really plugged in. Like, yes, I listen to my spiritual music all the time. You know, I do like other music. I like that stuff I grew up with, the rap, the hip hop, the R&B, the gangster rap. Yes, I do like all that stuff. I grew up around that stuff. But I'm at the age now where, you know, sometimes if my daughter's with me or my grandson, I'll put on something like that just to have fun with them. But usually when I'm by myself, I stay plugged into my inspirational music. Like, I need to be feeding my brain with positive things, like, all day, every day. Um, Mental health diseases do not take no breaks, right? Um, so I decided to do some of this reading today because I don't know if it's because I've been busy reading other stuff that I haven't been, like, really feeding my mind um, with the tools that come with my higher power to stay plugged in and to stay reminded, to stay cared for, to stay loved, to stay feeling safe. Um, Sometimes I think the mental health disease aspect is like a demon, right? It's like this demon that's trying to use our minds to destroy us, right? That's the spiritual nature of it, right? there are some things in this world that we just have to fight. You know, we live in this world, right? We didn't create it. We didn't ask to be here, but here we are. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things in this world um, that can cause a person to have a meltdown. Um, any normal person. So imagine someone with a mental health disease, right? Um, Even though I have the knowledge and I have the information and I have faith, right? I'm still going to have feelings. I'm still going to have my moments of, like I said today, it was the racing thoughts and feeling overwhelmed just because, since I was terminated from my position of employment for 5 years, right? That same day I had applied for unemployment. And I had a date for adjudication, which was October 16th between 12 and 4. I was sitting there. I had my phone in my hand. The call came through. I picked up. It went to voicemail. I don't know how that happened. The person left their name and their number for me to call them back. They called me at 1:46. I called them back at 1:48 after I listened to the voicemail to retrieve the information to be able to call them back. I call them back at 1:48. They don't pick up the phone. I leave a message. I'm like confused. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? My anxiety kicked in. I'm like, did I miss my chance to have adjudication? How long do I have to wait now for the adjudication period to come back to me so I can get my claim going and start getting that income? Again, I know I have choices. I can get another job, right? But that's not going to happen overnight. I have to work on my resume, getting it like updated. I have to do job search. I hate job search, guys. I really hate job search. And anyway, and then unemployment, right? They're like, oh, make sure you're doing your log. You need to have 3 job searches a week. So now I'm like, dang, I wonder if me getting my unemployment is based on my activity during the week as far as these 3 job searches a week, right? I don't even have my resume together yet. And yes, it's been like 2 weeks since I was terminated from my position, and I had 2 weeks to get my resume together, right? But again, I needed time to adjust, like to deal with the mental health aspect of being terminated after 5 years. This is a job that I fought so hard to not let my mental health disease get in the way of how I interact with people. Being able to do the job. Like people demand so much of you, right? They just have all these demands, and you try your best to keep up with those demands, right? But nobody's perfect. Like even if I do good for like 3 years, and then come the 4th year I make a mistake, right? I mean, it happens, right? And these companies, right, they put all this demand on you, right? And when you start to show your flaws, right, the consequences, right? And you try to make sense of it and understand, like, okay, this is the world we live in. This is these people's company. This is not my company. They make their own rules, and you have to accept the rules. You have to play by the rules, and I get all that. But again, nobody's fucking perfect, right? And to keep up with those demands, like all day, every day at work, right? I was on, I think it was like Instagram or TikTok, and there's this lady on there, and she talks about the boxes that the world puts us in, right? And the same thing with the job market. People tend to put us in this box. Like when I'm at work, right? They try to tell you how to talk. They try to tell you, like, sometimes, some black people, not all black people, when we talk, we get the heads going and stuff. And they try to tell us, oh, don't when you talk and you move your head, it's like you have an attitude. No, I don't have an attitude. It's just how I communicate. So yeah, they try to tell you how to communicate. Like, even though you're speaking your words very professionally, you might start doing this out of um it just being a part of your culture or whatever, right? You try to be aware of it, and try to keep that head still when you're talking, right? But it's not possible to do it all the time. Like, you're going to have some slip ups, right? And the job, they don't care about that. All they care about is not just the words you say, but how you communicate it, your body position. Like, there's so much pressure to please people, to try to keep that income, right? Because you need that income. You don't want to be homeless. You got rent to pay, you got bills to pay, you got to feed yourself, right? You I fought so hard, guys. I fought so hard, even through my imperfections, right? Trying to hide them, stuff them, you know, walk a straight line, don't get off the straight line. It was exhausting, and I'm telling you, the last few weeks at that job, it was really getting to my mental health. It really was, and I've been doing it for 5 years. So guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it, right? Um, and so at the end of the 5 years, when they finally terminated me, I realized I had no control over it. I have no control over these people, their company, their policies, their demands, their expectations. It's a lot. It's a lot. I continuously got written up. It wasn't what I said, but how I said it. Um, it was never really about my job performances. It was mostly about another coworker went and said that I said this or I said that, and again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So there was years of me trying to watch my mouth, praying, asking God to pierce my lips. Like, it was torture. I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking torture, right? And now that it's gone, right, there is a sense of relief. It's like, my God, I don't have to do that anymore. Like, I can just be myself. I don't have to live in fear that I'm going to lose my job today. Like, I went through months of that. I went through months of that. And when I finally lost a job, even though, yes, now I'm scared because my finances are at risk. There's so many things tied to that income, like being able to pay rent, being able to pay bills. So even though there is a sense of relief that I don't have to do that anymore, there's still going to be the fear, like, oh my God, like, I lost my job again. It's not the first time. It's not the second time. It's kind of sad that society thinks that this is normal. They think that we are supposed to be in a perfect, like, they don't expect us. They know everybody has a mental health disease, right? Most people do have some element of a mental health condition because of the society, the way it's set up, right? There's all this pressure, right? And then, like, with waiting on the unemployment and them telling me that I have to do 3 job searches a week, like, I get that, but right now I just want a break. I'm not ready to jump back into working for a company who tells me how to speak, how to stand, my body position, how I speak, what I say. The list goes on and on, being called to the office, getting written up for things that you can't control. You try your hardest. You are professional. You know the do's and don'ts. You know the rules. But shit, we're fucking human. We're humans. And the things that they let me go about, right? The reasons they gave me for terminating me, right? It's stuff that goes on at that company all the time. That company has like hundreds of employees. You think all those people do everything perfectly? The 3 reasons why they gave me as far as terminating me, right? It was not the stuff I usually get called into the office for, which again is about It's not what I say, it's how I said it, right? In 5 years, this is the first time that they came at me because of my job performance, right? And the three things that they told me why they were terminating me, people do all the time at that job. And they're still there. They still have their jobs, right? Yes, I'm speaking about it. I'm speaking about it. There is nothing that I did at that job, right? That was so bad that other people have not done and worst, right? And worst. They do it all the time. I just happened to do it that one time. And I got fired. So, again, I know that I have options, right? I know that, A, I can get another job. B, I am exploring some other options as far as a career path. Like, instead of trying to work around my mental health disease, right? How about, like, take my mental health disease and make it work for me, right? Because there were times when I'd be at work, like, I never talked about my mental health disease. I never told anyone that I had a mental health disease, that I have a diagnosis, what my diagnosis is, the fact that I need to go to therapy sometimes, the fact that I'm on meds. For a long time, I didn't talk about that stuff, right? Tell me why within the past few months, right, since I wrote my book, right? I wrote a book, God's Gift to You, book 1. The company knows I wrote a book. It's all I talked about, right? Since I wrote the book, it opened up pathways to different options as far as career paths, right? So now I'm playing with these ideas. I'm trying to create a different path for me. Like I said, I never ever talked about my mental health disease at work until recently because I wrote a book. The company knew about it. So yeah, I started opening up more about the fact that I have a mental health disease. I have a diagnosis. I've been on treatment for decades. I've been on meds for decades. But I've never let it disable me. Like, I try to work with it. Yes, I have lost jobs, probably due to some issues related to my mental health disease, but I lose a job, I get another job. I keep going, right? But at some point, it's tiring. It's exhausting. And I have those moments where I feel like I don't want to do it anymore, right? But now here I am trying to apply for unemployment because I lost my job after 5 years, right? And unemployment is like, oh, well, you got to do three work searches a week, right? Now, does that mean if I don't do the 3 work searches a week, I don't get my unemployment? I need my unemployment. I still have to pay rent. I still have to pay bills, even if I do end up getting another job. It's not like it's going to happen right away. I need to work on my resume. I need to do some other things. But first of all, I need to take care of me. I've been working for the past 7 years uninterrupted, right? Maybe I need a month or 2 or 3 or whatever just to kick back from it all. Take care of my mental health aspect, right? So is unemployment going to force me to hurry up and find a job? Now there's more pressure because, again, I got to play by the rules, right? I want to be able to still get an income whether I'm working or not, right? But I got to play by the rules, regardless of my mental health condition, right? Regardless to the effects that it's having on me, regardless to the fact that I'm stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, and I had to pause because it went too fast. It went too fast. Guess we're gonna end that conversation because it went too fast. This is a person who has a mental health disease that has racing thoughts. There's so much information in my head, and it goes so fast. Sometimes I could be talking and stop mid-sentence because I forgot where I was going with the sentence, right? These are things beyond my control. And I really don't think that because a person has a mental health disease that they have to experience being homeless because they can't keep a job because of their mental health disease. And being homeless is another traumatic experience. How is that helping the person with the mental health disease, right? Yeah, we can go on Social Security, but do you know what you got to go through to get that Social Security and how long it takes? The landlord ain't going to wait for their rent money. You're going to be homeless before you get that Social Security money. I don't know. I just think this world, right? The demands, the boxes that you got to fit in. How can a person not have a mental health disease living on this earth? I don't understand it. I really don't. So yeah, I was, really overwhelmed this morning. Racing thoughts, tightness in my chest, unable to breathe properly. You're like this, like you're jittery. Like it was some stuff going on. And the crying just because I knew it was coming. I knew it was happening. I didn't want it to happen. And I'm doing everything I can to stop it from happening, right? And then it was like, I have to just give into it. I just have to hold on and just get through it. Let it happen. Know that it's going to pass, right? It's just for a minute. It is just for a minute. I'm going to use the tools that I have, to slow my breathing, talk myself down. Instead of doing this and this and squeezing, to help calm my fears, my racing thoughts, try to focus on something outside of me, greater than me. This world can fucking suck, man. It can fucking suck. And it's okay to say that. And it's okay to feel that way. If that's how you feel, it's okay. We just don't act on it, right? We don't do anything to harm ourselves, but you cannot deny how you feel inside. You cannot do it. You have to embrace the negative as much as you embrace the good, right? There can't be good without bad. There can't be good without evil. Everything's a balance. Every day's not going to be a day filled with red roses and rainbows. Like, you're going to have some days where you're going to have your breakdowns. I mean, that's part of life. If I see people that's like happy-go-lucky all the time, all day, every day, I'd be like, Yeah, I just drifted away for a minute, guys. Like I said, my energy is very low today. I'm very tired. I'm very drained. I had the racing thoughts today. It was overwhelming. The breathing. I started like doing things like this. Like, it was bad, guys. It was bad. I didn't want to turn the TV on. I didn't want to hear the noise. Like, I felt like there was a lot of noise. I don't know if you guys can identify with that. But, with the TV off, you live alone. There's no noise in the house, right? The house is quiet, right? But there's a lot of noise. And it could be all those voices. All those people. Oh, God. sometimes you have to learn to quiet the noise in your head. You know, the noise of all the people who tell you you're not good enough. It's like everybody else can do the same shit you do, right? But when you do it, it's a fucking problem for the world. Maybe they have this expectation because you work so hard, you lead as an example, and they have this expectation of you, but they forget like you're still human. You are going to fall short. It's not like I caused harm to anyone. It's not like I threatened anyone. It's not like I got violent. Um, the reasons they terminated me for, like, really? Like, really? Sometimes people will use you as an example, right? To kind of shake everyone else up, right? And yeah, it's easy to say F them, right? Because that's what you really want to do. You want to say F them, right? I don't know why a lot of people be like, oh, we try hard not to care about what other people say, right? Because if we let what other people say break us, like, that's not good, right? But sometimes we have to take into account some of the things that some people say. Like, is this constructive criticism? Do they see something that I don't see? Is there something that I need to pay attention on, that I can work on to make it better? Like, it's just, again, so much pressure, all this demand, like, to be this perfect individual. Like, what the hell? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, I'm a decent person. You know, I've worked my whole life, even with the mental health disease. In my adult years, I've never been arrested. I've never been to jail. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, how much more does a person have to be just to be able to survive on this planet, in this world? Like, what the hell? You know, even if you have great ideas and you have this service and you want to, like, use this service to help people, it costs money. Everything is about money, right? If you don't got money, you're not seen. You can have the same, you can offer the same service as somebody with money, right? They're not going to look at you. They're going to look at the person with the money. Even though you guys are doing the exact same thing, you're offering the exact same service. Maybe my information might be more valuable than the person with money, but they don't care about that. They're going to go for the person with money. So here you are with great ideas. You're working hard to make this dream come true of yours, right? But if you don't have money and you don't have people supporting you, you can sit there with all them ideas if you want. Since I started this journey, like being online, advertising, marketing, and publishing, promoting, I'm sorry, not publishing, promoting, right? I have been getting scam calls from people out there trying to target people, to rob them on social media. I've had to close down bank accounts. I've been getting all these scam calls. Like, you know, the world, everything is on social media now, as far as like YouTube, you know, everything is internet, right? But then you have the black web. Like, these people are out there constantly trying to break into your laptop, iPhone, steal your information. They target you with these great things. Like, if they know you are out there trying to promote a business, right? Now you're getting these scam calls where people are offering you like government funding to help you get your business off the ground. You don't know like what's real and what's not real in this world, right? And you might miss out opportunities because you're thinking it's a scam, and it might actually be something that's good for you, right? But you won't know unless you take that chance, right? Been there, did that. Had to shut down credit cards, had to shut down bank accounts. Like, this world that we live in, guys. Oh, God. This world that we live in. How do they expect us to be normal or be sane when we live in a world that's full of insanity? Full of it. How do you protect yourself? Like, even with like friendships, relationships, you know, I am very selective on who I let in close to me into my circle, because you never know what you're gonna get from somebody. You never know. And people be like, oh, you gotta walk in faith. Yeah, I'm gonna walk in faith, right? But I'm gonna stay away from those people who I think can cause me harm. Like, why do I wanna be around a bunch of people when I gotta be like on alert of who's around me and what their intentions are? Like, I'd rather not. I have anxiety enough as it is. Imagine me being around a bunch of people who because sometimes even people may have good intentions for you, right? And they do stuff that they don't know what's going to hurt you. You think that they should know. You think common sense is a thing in this world, right? But you never know. I don't like to be around people where I got to have a wall up and I can't be myself and relax. I got to be on the lookout. Everybody who approaches me and says hello to me, I'm looking at them like, okay, what are your intentions? What do you like? You know, you have to approach people like that, right? So sometimes I choose not to go around certain people because I don't find myself having a good time being in an environment where I have to watch my back all the time. I don't know. Like I said, it's a crazy world we live in. Yes, I had a moment today. It was really bad, but um, I wanted to post it so you guys can see how I got through a moment where I struggled with my mental health. And, I give you guys not just my experiences, right? But I also give you the textbook information as well, right? In reading the textbook information, we heard that most anxiety attacks or panic attacks can last from 10 minutes to an hour, right? I've been here for almost an hour. So, yes, I am coming down. You see, I put my balls down, right? I'm not no more like, just, oh, God, yeah. It was bad today. But I got through it. It's almost an hour now. I didn't do anything harmful or destructive to myself or others. Um, I took my mental health state of mind and used it to post it and let people in so that they can see me not just teaching you guys about mental health awareness, mental health wellness tied to education, but me actually using my tools, showing you how I get through. Now, normally I don't do this posting up of when I had a moment, right? Because I don't really think that I have them as often as I did when I first started my journey of mental health awareness. I've been doing much better since I've been on treatment and meds, right? And even when things happen in life beyond my control, like I tend to deal with them better. But you are going to have some days. You are going to have those moments. I don't care how much you do to make yourself well. Again, mental health illnesses, we don't have control of that stuff. You can be as positive as you want to be. You can be checking all your boxes. You can be doing everything right? But you're still going to have those days where you struggle, right? You have to be able to have the information, use your tools. Remember that, an anxiety attack or panic attack um, can last between 10 minutes up to an hour. So you just got to hold on through those times. You got to just buckle down. Remember, it's going to pass. You're going to get through it. Um, I mean, I'm still anxious. I'm still not well, but I'm not like up here. I was able to hold on and let the time pass for my brain to process everything, like the feelings, the emotions, the racing thoughts, like, oh my God, you guys. So when people talk about, right, that they have a mental health disease, right, if they don't have moments like that, I'd be looking at them like, how do you have a mental health disease? Like, this is a person with a mental health disease. This is what we go through. We don't have any control over it. We don't have any say. It is what it is, right? So, yes, guys, I am feeling better. I mean, I'm still having signs and symptoms. It's just, it's not as intense. Like, now I can continue to take care of myself. Like I said, my energy is very low. Um, I'm going to probably read, just to like feed my mind what it needs right now. I'm not a big TV person. Sometimes the TV is on and I don't be paying it no mind. I think it just be on for the noise because I live alone and, I don't want to feel alone. So sometimes the TV is on just to have that background noise, right? And I'll still be online taking my course, so I'll be reading or I'll be like on social media, advertising, promoting, and there's another word. Advertise, promote. You guys, my brain's going too fast. I'm sorry, I can't right now. So yeah, I'm gonna take some time, drink my coffee, sit, let my mind process what it needs to process. I'm feeling much better. I'm not, way up here. Like it got bad. I was just like, oh God. I'm laughing now, but let me tell you, in the moment, right? It's scary when you don't have control over your own body, your own mind. As far as all the pressure that the world puts on me, I'm going to continue to take it step by step, day by day. Do as much of the things that the world expects of me. Remind myself that I'm not perfect. I'm not always going to do it right. I'm not always going to get it right. No matter how hard I try. Anyway, guys, like I said, I am okay. I just wanted you guys to see, like, when people talk about they have a mental health illness, right? You guys, this is part of a person who has a mental health disease, which is why I show up here, right? I mean, I no longer have the harmful thoughts. Like, thank God that part of my life is over, because there was a time I was there. I was having harmful thoughts. I was doing harmful things to myself. I don't do that stuff anymore, but I still have these things, these things. And I know it's going to be okay. I just have to embrace it. I have to accept it like it's a part of me. There are going to be great days. There are going to be good days. There's going to be some not so good days. And then there's going to be some really tough days. But because I've been on meds for decades now, like, I don't have these episodes as much as I used to. They still happen from time to time. Like, usually when I'm not even going to say when things are going good, because sometimes things can be going great and you will still have symptoms. You will still have your days. You will still go through some stuff. But again, after years of being in treatment and on meds, it's like I said, the world doesn't get better around you. You get better with how you come through it. Anyway, guys. So this is the video for today. I probably won't post tonight because you guys are getting a video early, and you know, and showing you guys like when I have my moments. You know, I can't sit there and show up every day in perfect health or looking all together and yes, let's do this, you know. I mean, I would like to be that way all day, every day, but it's just not a reality. This is the reality. So, yeah, I'm going to go on with my day. Drink me some coffee, take my daily vitamin, my allergy pill, probably eat me some toast. Gonna take some time to plug into my higher power right now, because I've been so busy doing other things that even though I've been listening to my spiritual music, I still need that moment of silence to really plug in. So that's what I'm gonna do, and you know, I'm not gonna stay stuck here. I know that I'm just having a morning. I'm not even going to say a day. We're not going to claim that. And it may not be my whole morning. It might just be for the next 2-3 hours, you know, and then I'm going to snap out of it. It's just a lot of pressure right now with unemployment and, you know, having to find another job, having to start all over, resumes, job hunting. Oh, my God, I hate that stuff. I hate that stuff, but it is what it is, right? And I know it's gonna work out. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it's a good day for you, and even if it's not, remember that it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Embrace that part of yourself. No one's perfect. No one's going to do it right all the time. No one's going to be happy-go-lucky all the time. And even if they are and that's not you, that's okay. This is about loving ourselves. This is about accepting the good parts and the bad parts about us. And I'm not even saying that, you know, a mental health disease is a bad part of us. It's just who we are. It is a part of us. So embrace it, okay? Be kind to yourself. Be well. I see you guys tomorrow. Bye.